Okay, like we got a lot of stuff that we've been building up to talk to you about today. If you're a visitor with us, normally this is like skill training. And there'll be a little bit of that here today, but this is a lot of new stuff going on with us today. So come back next week and we'll go right back into the skill training. Okay, so right next door, a lot of you are wondering, hey, you said we were going to open up the new suite with a lot of cool stuff, and we are. We are waiting on one thing right now. What is that? Doors. We specified glass doors, and they ordered these solid core doors, which is weird. So we made them send them back, and we're just waiting on the doors to come in. All they really got left to do, as far as I could tell, is paint and flooring. Is that about right? Paint and flooring. But they can't do the paint until the doors get hung. So we're just waiting on the doors. I would say it could happen tomorrow. It will happen sometime this month. I'd be shocked if we aren't into the space by the end of January. And it's really come along. If you want to go over and take a look about it, Dwayne will walk you through. And to go with that, so a lot of you are saying, hey, like I've earned my own designated cubicle, or I've even earned a private office. And we do everything. We do everything around here based on how many houses you sell. Casey was saying, hey, now that we have the MSO, could we get a helicopter? And my answer to that is absolutely. You're going to need to go sell a lot more houses, Casey, okay? But if y'all sell enough houses, we will get us a helicopter. I promise you. Just sell enough houses. So everything's around here is based on production, okay? So some of you have earned your own designated cubicle this year. That would be Jo Beth Weaver. These are new people, not the... Julie Jenkins. Okay, so Julie and Jo Beth, that's the good news. You know what the bad news is? You got to come in every day now. Guggen, Worrell, tell them if this isn't true. I'm going to be taking a picture every day of it and saying, so lonely. Rob Scanlon. Jeff Metter. Pedrum, I'm not even going to try. Pedrum. Brian Cherry. Oh, and then some people get their own offices for next year. These are people that went over $5 million in production, right? $5 million. Okay, the new people with private. That's why we now. Well, why? How come I'm not already sitting there? I gotta get the new space open. Okay, so bear with. As soon as we do that, we've already got your nameplates. It's ready to go. New office, private office qualifiers. Kim Thompson. Liz Dilworth, Karina Miles, Bill Hoban. Now, Bill has refused his private office because he wants to stay right outside my door. So that's sweet, Bill. Guggen. And Worrell Thomas. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. And to go with that, you know, we started the Beth McGee Foundation in honor of Beth, right? And I think today we are at 15,500 after the first year. That's mostly y'all. So you're welcome to. You're not obligated to. After today, I won't put the non-contributors on the screen for another month, okay? No, I'm teasing. I wouldn't do that. Would I? No. But you have contributed a portion. Some people as little as $10 out of every closing. Some people a little bit more. But that's the power of everybody doing $10 out of each closing. At the end of the year, you end up with $15,500. And this is specifically as an emergency aid fund for somebody in our group that might need it. So I don't wish this, of course, but the example that I always use is, Chris, your house burns down. Okay, well, you're going to need a lot of stuff and you're going to need it really quickly, right? So this is an emergency aid fund. You want to buy a new car? No, it's not for that. It's an emergency aid fund. So we're building this up for you, so you have a safety net out there, okay? Connectivity 2023 will be, this is our production reward trip to Lake Toxaway, North Carolina. If you've been on that trip, would you just stand up? Come on, don't be shy. Thank you. So if you want to know if this is a good time, talk to these people, especially talk to Lisa, okay? Lisa's like in charge of good time. So thank you. Talk to these people, they'll tell you. This will be the third week in July, which is this year, the 18th, 19th, and 20th, up to the Greystone Inn Resort, okay? These are people who are halfway there, since we are halfway to the trip, okay? And if there's an asterisk to the right of their name, they've already qualified, okay? And to qualify, it's $5 million in production, June 1st to June 1st for all expenses paid trip. Bob Clarkson already qualified. Lisa Lewis already qualified. Rip already qualified. Leanne already qualified. Karina Miles almost there already, but well more than halfway there from this point on. Warrell, you almost there, buddy? Where are you? He's at a closing? He might already be there then. Casey Sears, David McGee, Liz Dilworth, Kim Thompson, Rob Scanlon, Bill Hoban, Steve Danino, and Pedram. You guys are already there. You're more than halfway there. It's a great trip. We take over Jane, have we got every single room at the resort this year on reserve? There's one. Can you imagine? Can you imagine for just a second? You're the people in that one room, right? And there's a bunch of us running around. We've taken every other room, and you're that couple staying in that one room. Like, what the hell? A bunch of drunk-ass real estate. It's going to be a great time. Love for all of you to be there, okay? We've had an executive committee for quite a while now. I just formed this because I wanted to put the blame on other people for a while. You don't blame me, blame the executive committee. And this, for the first while, it's been made up of our top 5 associates in terms of production, and that's worked well. But I did want to diversify it a little bit and get it. This is like we did this morning. We sit in there and we talk about how we operate the company and your suggestions and what you think needs to be changed. And Casey wants a helicopter and you know, that kind of stuff. Not really that kind of stuff, but just trying to make it the best brokerage we can make it. That's the goal. And I want your input and advice on that. So we've had Bob and Lisa and Leanne and Rip and Casey on there for the past 6 months. And now for this year, we're going to do it quarterly. And I'm going to invite, and I'm going to try to do it across a cross section of our company so we get everybody's input. And hopefully I accomplish that. But our executive committee for the first quarter this year will be Steve Danino, Warrell Thomas, Casey McGirt, Tracy Leith, and Bob Clarkson. And Bob's kind of the legacy member, and I'll keep putting one of our top 5 agents every quarter in the group to do that. So I hope that everybody will participate in this and that you'll take ownership, and it's your company too. So let's run it the way you think it ought to be run, mostly. Okay, so this kind of goes, this is our thing, right? And we want it to be your thing. So what else can we do? So I'm already off working on the next thing that we're going to do while he finishes this one up. And he thinks he's going to get a break. There ain't no breaks. We'd finish that, we go to the next thing. And I want you to be doing the same thing in your business. And what else could I do? Now, a little training thing here. Some of you are going, I don't know. No, you know. You got to do this. If you want more referrals in 2023, it's what you all got in the real estate business for. You know you did. You know, every single one of us thought the same thing. You thought the same thing I thought. I'll get my real estate license, and then people will call me and ask me to help them to buy and sell homes. And it'll be a lot of people. So Nicole, she's new to the business. That's what she thinks. You can just go by her with a little smug grin on your face and go, yeah, I know what you think. You think people are just going to call you. And they don't. Or they don't do it in the numbers that you need them to. And that's what we're working on this month. You don't know enough people that are going to move this year to run a business off of it. You don't. Nobody in the room does. If you think you do, you're wrong. And by the way, all the people that you do know that are going to move this year, they're not all going to use you. Sorry. Just don't act the victim when it happens. They have good reasons. Sometimes the reason is they don't think you're very much into this. And sometimes they might be right. So what are we doing this month? We're trying to learn how to build our referral business for 2023. And you don't build it off the people you know. You build it off the people they know. Because if you multiply that out, Steve, we just did this exercise, right? You have 100 or more people in your database? Say yes. You do. Good, Steve. So 3% of the population's predicted to move this year. How many is that? 3 of 100. No, it's not. But welcome to the real estate business. Why? Watch this. Steve, what's 6% of 100? You know that, right. So what's 3% of 100? 3. That's how many deals you're going to close this year, Steve, off your network. Maybe not even that. Do you want to close 3 deals this year? A lot more. Okay, then what you have to do is it's not about the people you know. It's about the people that they know. Because they all know 100 or more people too. Steve, now don't let this hurt you, okay? Don't pull a muscle. But what's 100 times 100? That's what I said. It's what? 10,000. That's the power number. That's where your referrals are going to come from. But you've got to convince your network that you're worth a damn, that you're worth them putting their name on. You're worth recommending. And that's why you want to use this. So you can stay sticky with your people for when they move. They ain't moving. Haven't you figured that out yet? People only move every 10 to 12 years. The people, your friends, they ain't moving. Well, what am I going to do? You're going to get them to recommend you to the people they know. How are you going to do that? You're going to stay sticky with them all the time. And you're going to impress the hell out of them like, oh, shit, Lisa, you're serious about this. I thought you were a court reporter. No. That's why you're going to use it. You're going to do a lot of other things too. So people go, damn, Jay, you ain't playing. That's why you're going to do it. Okay?
One more thing. I did get some questions even this morning about the green screen room, because it's in the green room. It is still the green screen room. The green screen wall is still there. The lights are in the middle. You can just turn them around. So now it's a dual purpose room. You can use the green screen room, or you can use the set on the other side with the audio.
Well, I'm not quite sure what to talk about on my podcast. Gosh, let's just find out. Hey, Greg, if somebody wanted to do a podcast and talk about mortgages and kind of some of the stuff you talked about, would you be willing to do that with them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Huh. See, that wasn't hard. See, I don't know what to talk about. That's what people that don't want to do it say. People that do want to do it go, I wonder what I could talk about this week. Which one are you? I love this stuff because I get to go. So I am announcing to you for the first time that the C21 Connect Diamond Club. Oh, you're going to like this. That's where we're going. That's set on a cliff in St. John's in the U.S. Virgin Island. You want to go? Lisa, you want to go?
I'm ready.
You want to stay in that house?
I didn't even unpack yet.
If you qualify for our Diamond Club next January to early February, that's where we're going, that's where we're staying. All expenses, airfare, food, everything, for a week. You want to go? A week? A week. Stephanie, you want to go? You do? Okay. Here's who's going. 1 week in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You and a guest, all expenses. We'll go sometime when it's cold as hell here. Well, we ain't going in August. We're going when it's cold. 2023 sales volume with us, not transferring in, with us at 25 million or above. Well, you didn't think it was going to be 2, did you? 25 million. There's one catch. That's a big ass house. Okay? There can't be 2 of us staying there. We got to have 4 associates qualify. If 3 qualify, we ain't going. We got to have 4. Who's the 4? Who's it going to be? Bob, you going to do it again? Bullshit. Sound like you mean it. You going to do it again?
I'm just not as confident that 3 other associates will.
Wow, that was a throwdown right there. Holy shit. Okay, well, it sounds like Bob thinks he's going. Who else is going? A week in the Virgin Islands when it's like this out there. Huh?
If we have 5 qualify, let's do it.
We'll get a bigger house or we'll kick him out. That's our Diamond Club. We'll do this every year. I want you to be there. Okay? I think your spouse wants you to be there. Or somebody. Deal? Okay. I want to turn it over to Jay here, but I'm going to constantly interrupt him. We have our own company lead referral program. We've been doing it differently, and we're about to do it a lot differently. And some of you are going to love this, and some of you aren't going to like it at all. And that's good. Some of you are about to get a lot more, and some of you are about to get nothing. The ones of you who are about to get a lot more, you're going to love this. And the ones of you that are about to get nothing, you probably won't even know. We have our own company referral program. Now, unlike almost every other organization in this city, we don't charge for it. I don't charge you an upfront fee. I don't charge you an escalated commission split. I don't charge you a referral fee. No, there's no back-end referral fee on this. There's nothing. You just get this at your regular thing. What do I want you to do? I want you to work them like pros so you'll sell more homes. And I'm paying for it up front every month, thousands and thousands of dollars every month. And we've been handling this through me, and it's just wearing my little white ass out. So we're going to change it, and we're going to modernize it, and it's going to get a lot better. And Jay's going to walk you through how this works, and I'm going to sit over here and heckle him and to clarify points as we go through, okay? So this will start tomorrow morning, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Show of hands, who here has gotten a lead from either Mike or Century 21? I love it. Steve, what was some of the challenges? Once you get a lead, then what? What's some of the challenges you've experienced?
I'm going to interrupt you already. Who loves, just show me, who loves completing the spreadsheet and sending it to me every Friday? Like you look forward to that every week. Thank you, Steve. 1. Okay, no more spreadsheet. You've done your last spreadsheet. Yay! Okay. Sorry, Jay, I won't interrupt you
You're
again.
good. That's
hardly.
one I wanted you to take credit for, Mike. That is exactly why we are doing this, is because Mike commissioned me about a year ago to build lead programs into what we have here to along the lines of and what else can we do? We're doing more. This is going to facilitate us doing even more additional lead sources, more leads coming into us and going out to you, the agents. But in order to do that, we needed a more efficient process than what we were manually doing before. And that is what we are going to talk about today. Leads Engine is the evolution of lead distribution and engagement with your leads. So represents the future of lead routing. It's improved product, has more user-friendly interface, addresses pain points, and allows flexibility for Mike, myself, the leadership of the branch. The old system that you may be familiar with, some of you in the room may be familiar with, is called Lead Router. Lead Router was part of the old systems before Moxie. Okay, it is being modernized in evolution, and it had some shortcomings.
It sucked.
It was horrible.
Okay.
When you got a lead, there was no time for enforcement of that distribution before it went on to another person. There was no tracking of the lead sources at the closing table. One of the things that Mike commissioned me to do was figure out how many closings are we having from the leads that we're giving out. And that trackability, believe it or not, is not as easily tracked as you might think. Lead sources, what's the lead time? 411 days? Is that what you quoted?
Yeah, let me make a point here on something. So one of the things that makes us different is, I mean, just very frankly, I don't have to make money off this place. Now, my wife doesn't necessarily agree with that, but I don't. I don't want to lose money, but I'm okay with breaking even. I don't need to I'm not doing this at this point in my life to get rich off y'all. Now, everybody else in Atlanta is. That's why, who worked on a team where they got leads? All right, well, Steve, why don't you, since you're all warmed up on this, what were you paying for leads back then?
Was I paying?
Uh-huh.
Well, I was getting, all told, around 28% of what the commission was. That's it.
Well, let's do that. That sounds, now see, I don't need to do that. And I don't say that to big time you, I just need you to understand it. But here, and this is why I need you to understand it. I need to know if you're being successful off the lead generation that we're giving to you. Why? Because if you are, I want to do more. I don't need to make money off this. I'll just break even. If you're being successful off of it, let's do more. And if you're not being successful off of it, let's get you the hell out of the program and give it to people that are. Now, that was supposed to be funny. But no, look, we want to know your success rate so that if this is working, then let's I will triple it right now if I know we're selling homes off of it.
And he'll do it.
I will, because that only makes sense, right? Okay, sorry, Jay. I won't
That's
interrupt
okay.
you again.
No, but the biggest problem we had is sometimes between the time that you got the lead and the time that it actually closed, where we can actually make that connection, can be weeks, months, a year. We had to figure out a better way other than the manual systems, and Lead Engine does that for us. We did not have the flow of the lead. Once you got it, it required you to manually put it into your CRM, whichever CRM you chose, which meant data entry. You add data entry into your CRM and then turn around and data entry into your Real Scout account. You've done a lot of data entry. I want to save you that time and effort, and this system does that for you. And there was no ability to track engagement with the lead after you received it. So I gave Lisa a lead. Did Lisa call the lead? Did Lisa set him up on a campaign, send him an email,
Well,
anything?
hold on. Lisa's doing the spreadsheet and telling me very accurately what she's doing in the spreadsheet. I gotta tell you, since we're not, yeah, there you do it. Since we're not doing the spreadsheets anymore, I gotta tell you, I never opened them anyhow, because I don't believe anything y'all are telling me.
Don't listen to that. Over here, distract over here. Okay. Those days are done. All right. So, Leads Engine was made possible with the advent and the implementation of MoxieWorks. Core capabilities of it, it integrates with other systems. We can bring leads in from multiple sources. It doesn't matter. That was something that we did not have the capability to do before. So in theory, when Mike says he'll add more, he will. We've already talking to several other sources that could easily be plugged into this, and more leads could be coming out to you, as long as we can prove that they're productive and that we're actually doing what we're supposed to be doing with them.
So right now, I spend about $10,000 a month to generate leads for you. I will promise you, I'll spend $100,000 a month. I'll spend more than that. We just have to be able to document that it works. Right? Yep. So the more it works, the more it works. Sorry, I will not interrupt you.
That's all right. This system will also monitor and report compliance with need matching, and then the agent's engagement with the lead. So you receive a lead, you engage with that lead, you text them, you call them, you put them on a campaign. That stuff gets tracked. When it does, you become eligible for a new lead the following day or that same day. If you don't engage with that lead, are you going to receive additional leads? Automatically, the system will know, and I'm going to show you exactly how to game that system. Okay? So there are 4 lead eligibility criteria that the system evaluates, and they are 4 criteria: the language that you speak. You have to be able to communicate effectively with the lead. The price range that you work versus the price range of the property that they're interested in. Property type, so several of you here specialize in commercial or multifamily or whatever the case may be. We can point leads to you based off of the type of properties that you work. And also, this is big and this is huge and this is going to affect everybody in this room, the areas that you serve geographically. So it's broken down by zip codes. Okay? Here's the danger in this. Is if I open up a lead to 100 agents in the room and you live in Woodstock and the lead happens to be in McDonough, how many of you are going to accept that lead? Realistically, come on. A lot of you will, and those of you that don't have your hands in the air, you're probably lying. Okay? If you cannot effectively work the entire 280 plus zip codes that are in Metro Atlanta, then you should not leave 280 zip codes as your criteria of where you will work, okay? More on that later. And you can update your preferences for any of these criteria ongoing, anytime, all the time. Very, very simple to do. How does the system know what criteria to evaluate to be able to assign a lead to you? Quite simply, you're gonna tell us, you're gonna tell me, and we're gonna enter it into the system, and the means to do that is through a Google form that we created for you to fill out. It spoon feeds you with all the information. You're going to tell me what time of the day you want leads to come in, between 10 and 6 or whatever. Monday through Friday, you're going to tell me every day when you want those leads to come in. If you're going to go on vacation, you can enter a vacation mode and say, I don't want to receive leads for the next week, which we had just encountered a lot of that over the weekend or over the holiday week. Okay, so, and the zip codes, I've spoon fed you some information to be able to for you to go in and look at the zip codes that are within a radius of where you live or a handful of those. It should be very simple for you to fill out this form and to enter these criteria into it. Okay, what do you need to do as an agent? Well, first off, you're going to fill that form when you receive it. And the second thing that you need to do is put that phone number, the Leads Engine phone number, the 903-294-4442 into your phone as a contact for Leads Engine. Okay? You can also watch out for emails coming from that email address, because those will, if you want to set up a folder to route them to, you're welcome to do so. But essentially, that is how leads will come into you. You need to recognize them and quickly be able to respond to them.
All right, go back,
Yep.
please. Thank you.
Sorry, question?
Yeah, the previous leads that he's given us, are they gonna be entered in there, or can they be entered into there?
The previous ones, unfortunately, we flip the switch and it starts from there. I can't go retroactively backwards. Okay?
Thank you.
Got it?
So,
Go ahead.
is it just text, or will they email you too, the leads?
How was
Do
the
you
leads?
get emails, or is it just text?
It is primarily going to be text, because that is the method that you have most readily available, and the text is a reply. I'll show you a screenshot here in just a second of yes or no. Okay? So the lead is offered based to the agents based on their match to the 4 criteria that we spoke about. It's offered via text to accept, and we have it set to you need to respond within 10 minutes. Why 10 minutes? Speed to lead. And you got to think about it. If I offer that lead to Worrell, and Worrell takes 10 minutes to accept it, he doesn't accept it, then it's got to go to somebody else. This could be happening multiple steps, and if we gave everybody an hour, it could be 6 hours later before somebody finally gets matched to it. 10 minutes is the right number. So, speed to lead. You get the text, you either accept it or you don't.
What
That
happens
quick.
if you don't?
If you don't, if you say no, then it automatically gets routed to the next person in a round robin scenario based off of your criteria of what leads you're available to receive.
Hold on one second. So I want you to see where this is better. Instead of me sending you a lead and you responding 6, 7 hours later, and then me giving you a hard time, which makes me apparently the bad guy because I dared to speak truth to you, it's just you got 10 minutes. If you don't accept the lead, nothing bad happens to you. It just goes to the next agent in the rotation. Matt.
I was just gonna ask, if you do respond no, are you still lead eligible, like, once it comes back around to you?
Absolutely. Lead eligibility is not based on anything other than your engagement with the lead after you've received it. There's nothing punitive by saying I can't effectively service that lead that's coming from McDonough when I live in Woodstock.
So do they expect you to call within the 10 minutes too? Once you get it?
Okay.
Yeah, I know, shocking. We are actually looking for you to be a sharp professional. Hey, in this business, speed kills. If you want to be successful at lead capture, you can't say, well, I'll call them tonight on the way home. That ain't going to work. You talk to them when? Well, it's the platinum rule, right? You all know what's the golden rule? Right, treat others like you want to be treated. The platinum rule says treat others like they want to be treated. Your lead wants, when they want to talk about real estate, that's when they want to talk about real estate, not when you're driving home tonight. So if you can't do it then, that's okay. Nothing bad happens if you don't accept the lead. It'll just go to the next person who is ready. I told you, some of you are going to love this because you're going to kill it. And some of you are going to go, well, I'm on my other job and I can't talk about it. So you're not going to be able to capture them. But you weren't going to be able to capture them anyhow. Sorry, I'm not going to interrupt you.
You're good. You're good. If, like Mike said, if it's not accepted, it just moves on to the next person. That was the next bullet on the slide. Some lead types may be delivered via other methods, such as direct to agent. I'm a lead. I got assigned to Dale. I go in on a Century 21 website next week, and I submit, I like house at 123 Main Street. The system's automatically going to look at my name and my email address and go, hey, he was already serviced by Dale before, and it's going to reassign me to Dale. That would be an example of a direct-to-agent type scenario. Okay? Additionally, the system has the capability to do jump balls, and we might be modifying the rules that we have in place now to where there's like 5 or 6 Spanish speakers in the room.
Tell them what a jump ball is.
Jump ball is essentially all 5 or 6 of you get offered the lead at the same time, and whoever hits the button first, you get it. Okay? So there are some scenarios that we may be adding to the equation that would look like this, and you'll know if it's a jump ball or not.
Can it escalate to a knife fight?
Sure. Sure. Everybody good? All right. When you receive a text, it's going to look something like this little thread right here. So the channel that it came in on was a walk-in, text yes to accept within 10 minutes, and you know exactly when it was sent. Some of the leads, you may have some details about the type of property or the price point. To be honest with you, in most cases, you're probably not. Okay? In which case, it's luck of the draw. It is your assessment of whether or not you can properly service the lead or not. Mr. Mintier.
I've done some of these leads, and they're really cool. I like the way it works. But when you say yes, then it says, yeah, that person is interested in 123 Main Street. Is there any way to have that front loaded? Because I've done another one that's like in Timbuktu, after I already said yes, which I'm not against going to Timbuktu necessarily.
Okay. So to your point, I guess what I would say is we should have, if we had completed the exercise where you're entering the zip codes in here, that problem would not be a problem. April.
I received a Spanish-speaking lead last week, and I just sent an email to Christina with the.
There you go.
That's all I've received. And mi español no bueno.
But,
Forward it to me, Rick.
Maybe my settings, so
Yeah.
because all the leads I'm getting are right.
okay, so hold on one second. So let's say that I do get a lead and I accept it, and then for whatever reason, I find out I'm not really prepared to handle this. What should I do?
You should let me know, and I will reassign the lead. Very, very simple, very, very easy, not difficult, not punitive in nature. You're not going to lose lead eligibility going forward. It's a simple process of reassigning. Casey.
What's your preferred method for requesting a reassignment? Do you want an email or a phone call? Or
Email, text would be great. Yep.
I'll take their leads, but I got bombarded with rentals.
Rentals.
Is there
And
a way I can remove that?
we'll talk about that. Yeah. There's a couple of different things. And before we didn't have the ability to customize it, now we do. So we'll have that flexibility. Back there.
Are the leads actually on C21 listing sites, or does it capture them from other sites as well?
It's
So
going to be capturing them from multiple sites.
So there's some parts of this that I don't like. There's a lot of it that I do. But here's one of the things. When it was coming through me, which was working my ass to death, but I was able to filter a lot of stuff out. So if we got a lead and the name was Bugs Bunny, I didn't forward that on to anybody. If I was able to figure it out, and I could do other things, like if it was a Spanish name or it was it was an international name. I mean, you don't always know, but I was able to direct those based on certain things. But I was able to filter out a lot of junk. You have to know this. With all lead generation like this, you're panning for gold.
Yep.
Okay? Your expectation should be, a lot of this stuff is not genuine. I mean, a lot of you do that too. You're shopping online for something, and to get to the level on the website that you want, they want your contact information. So you put Bugs Bunny, right? That's going to come through this because now we're automating it. Just move on.
Yep.
Push it back to Jay. He'll delete it out of there.
Absolutely.
If you accept it and you leave it in your queue and you don't do anything with it, what's going to happen?
You could potentially find yourself ineligible if you didn't do the things that you would do to engage with that client.
Okay.
Okay?
Say that last part again?
You ain't going to get no more.
If you accept it and don't do anything with it, thinking it's a dead lead or I should have never gotten it in the first place, it could still affect your eligibility to receive additional leads if you're not doing the compliance piece, which we're going to talk about the specific steps you got to do to comply.
Okay, that's.
Okay? So you see here the lead comes in, you reply yes, thank you, you've gotten the lead. Now, should it be a shock to you that you've gotten this lead and that they're now there now? The answer is no. You're going to receive multiple notifications. Notice this one is coming from Leads Engine, and the text you'll also receive a text that says the lead is now yours. You've accepted it. Okay, that's going to come from Lead Engine. You're going to get another one from Moxie that says your lead has now been loaded into your Moxie, which allows you to do what, Steve? Everything. I'm going to answer it for him. You can set them up on a campaign, you can text them, you can email them, you can send them a CMA, you can do whatever you need to do at that point to engage with that client, okay?
Yeah, I love that. It's going to automatically create the contact for you in Moxie.
No data
You're not
entry.
using Moxie, right, Rip? Yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed.
Yeah, so if you're not an active user of Moxie, does it not work?
It will with some workarounds, and that's what we have the flexibility to do, which we never had before.
So if you're not using Moxie as your CRM, you want to come talk to Jay,
Yes.
okay? And we create a workaround, but you're screwed.
Athena, you had a question.
Will Moxie group them as lead engine leads?
Good question.
Yes.
Yes, I think it will. The lead source will be recorded as a lead engine lead. Steve.
Yeah, I said like if there's a lead, like you said, or something like that, but it looks legitimate, you get it, it looks legitimate, you quickly find out that it's not, but it's already in your system. How do you deal with that?
Again, just let me know, and I will take it out, and then you can delete it from your system.
Okay.
Take the lead off of your accountability. April.
For the follow-up, you mentioned that it's going to, I guess, log what you're doing, the practice you're doing. Are we needing to make the calls or send the emails or whatever we're doing via the portal? And that's how it's going to track?
I'm going to show you. There's actually going to be 11 different actions that you can take in multiple places, and I'll show you exactly that here in just a second. So thank you for the preemptive.
You are required to do all 11 within the first 15 minutes, okay?
Not true. Okay, so what you now see is the lead has shown up. There's Jane Doe. Remember Jane from the previous slide when I accepted her lead? It's now there. It's got a new flag on it. And now the system is saying you need to do something with it. So I want to point out to you the little toggle buttons right up here. First off, you want to call, you want to text, or you want to email that client.
Yes.
All of the above, we would probably say, right? Okay. The other thing that you can do is this little icon over the one on the far left looks like a little menu bar. That is a really critical step, and that is where you put custom activity in, and that is how you're gonna track your leads. So this is how we will then, for you to then work the lead, call, text, or email them, add them to a campaign, assign them to a group, set them up on neighborhood news. All of those things are going to be the options that you have. So then we want to track your engagement, and what actions do you do to trigger that engagement? Okay, and they are this: that custom activity from within on the previous screen. If I go back up here, if you click that little button right there, it'll bring you to create all of this custom activity. You want to create a custom event, you put a social media post. You logged a social media post that you sent them. An other event, you sent them a text, a phone, an email, a voicemail. You met with them in person or mail. You did any of those actions. Those are one of the 11 actions that count as engagement for you that makes you lead eligible the following week.
Okay, pause for a second.
Sure.
A lot of people in the room right now are going, damn, we got to do all this? Okay, so I want you to recognize something. This is called capture and conversion, turning a lead into a closing. Nationwide in our industry, the success rate is about a little less than 1%. And this is why, because people aren't doing any of this. They just get a name and phone number and call them and say, hey, I understand you're looking for a home. How can I help? And the people go, I don't want to talk to you. And so this looks like a lot. If it looks like a lot to you and it seems overwhelming, don't do it. Because you weren't going to capture anything anyhow. So just don't do it. Just tell Jay, don't turn me on in the system. I'm not willing to do all that. I'm not willing to respond in 10 minutes. I'm not willing to stay sticky and follow up with these people this many times. I don't want to do any of that. I just want people to close homes with me. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Don't. Then just have Jay deactivate you because you weren't going to close anything anyhow. Fair enough? Okay.
Okay. So in addition to those activities, all found under the custom activity tab, you can also send them an email to the contact from within your Moxie Engage. You can email them a PDF presentation or just simply one slide from within that presentation. So maybe you're really savvy and you know, you've got a neighborhood orientation on Martin's Landing or something like that, and you've done it in a nice presentation format. Or you've done your autobiography and you send it to them in a presentation format. That would be counting as your engagement. So any one of those 4 activities or 11 steps within those will count as your engagement activity. If anybody here is concerned that, will I remember to do that? You're going to get prompted to do it. You're going to get prompted hours before you're going to become ineligible and days before you're going to become eligible further down the line. So it's not going to be difficult for you to remain compliant.
And I'm going to be outside your kitchen window at night tapping on it going, did you do that?
Steve first?
Yeah, so if I send out a weekly video, will that automatically register to them, or do I have to do it manually?
Notice it says an email, email the contact from within Moxie Engage. I think you have to hit the email button from within Engage. If you just went to your Century 21 Gmail account, to Google Workspace account, it's not going to work the same way. It has to be done from within.
But to his point, if you put them on a campaign, like a monthly newsletter campaign, and it's sent, because all of them get sent through Moxie anyways, will that not count?
I don't think it will because you don't see anything about campaigns anywhere on there.
No, but like the email is the newsletter is an email.
I'm gonna. Okay, so you might be right.
Okay, I'm just curious. Like
I haven't tested it. I will, just to verify.
Yeah, it should.
Janet.
Okay.
So what if you text, call, or email not from Moxie, but from like your regular email? Can you still track?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's where you can put. Her question was if the lead came from a source other than Moxie, if one of your personal leads, something like that, I would strongly encourage you to go ahead and put it into your Moxie and begin your engagement on your CRM.
I don't think that was your question.
Was that the tracking?
What
No.
if she does it outside of Moxie?
Unfortunately, then you potentially could not be compliant the next time. You may not be eligible criteria.
I know. That's why it doesn't work. Okay. Calm down. Lanier.
So the custom events aren't within Moxie. You have to go log that you did it.
Yes.
You're telling the system I called them.
Yeah. You're not calling them from the system. You're telling all of these activities are logging that you've done these things, not that the system is going to do it for you. Make sense? Okay. So here is what your Moxie, so now you notice Jane Doe is up here. I have all of Jane's contact information. I can set her up on a subscription. I can, I can call or text or email her from there. I can go to the activity right there, and that is going to pull up that screen. And this is where you would pull the drop down, and this is where you enter the social or email or text or phone. Very, very simple. I'm telling you, folks, if you're worried about this, this takes all of 30 seconds to do. Very, very simple.
Some of you are worried about it, very frankly, because you're not a modern agent. You're not. You want to keep doing it the way you've done it in the past, and you're going to get your ass whooped. The projections are 31% of all real estate agents are going to deactivate this year. That's a statistical fact. It's going to happen. The only question really is you one of them? And what I'm trying to do is help you get modernized so that you can compete. But you're going to have to be willing to change. And if you're not willing to change, I don't really know that I have very good answers for you. Are you going to have to learn a new flow? Yeah, you are. But if you do, you're going to get better and you're going to capture more of the business that you didn't capture this past year. Make sense?
Question from Athena?
If you've determined that a lead is, let's call it a dead lead, they're not interested, they don't want to be contacted, how do you log that in rather than leaving it blank? You're not doing any activities with that lead anymore.
Then you can either disengage them, I think is what you're doing when you have them on a marketing plan. You can deactivate or disenroll them from Moxie. You just simply do that.
Or what else?
Or you let me know and I'll take care of it. Okay? So here you see this actually logged, that activity that I went through, and I said I phone called and I called and left a voicemail. That little post right there is my engagement that fills the square for my engagement moving forward. So I remain lead eligible because of that little post right there. That's what you're looking for. Okay?
What if I don't do that?
If you don't do that, then you're not going to be eligible moving forward.
What's that mean?
You're not going to get more leads.
How do I get back eligible?
I'm about to answer that one right now.
Okay, well, let's do.
If I become not eligible for a lead, what do I do to get back in good graces? Quite simply, you complete one of the 11 steps that you were supposed to do originally. Okay? Will Mike be tapping on your window? Probably, but if he doesn't know.
Actually I won't, because if you don't care, I don't care. There are people in the room right now that are going, this is bullshit. And there's other people in the room going, oh yeah, you just go ahead and get ineligible and I'm just going to take yours. There's two kinds of agents in the room right now. Some of them think this sucks and they have to do more work, and some of them are going, this is awesome because they have to do more work. Yeah. Some of you are about to do a whole lot better. And some of you are about to do nothing, but you were doing nothing anyhow.
So some of you may be asking the question, how do I know if I am or I'm not? One, you can ask me. Two, what we're probably going to be doing is you might walk in here next Wednesday and the slide that's on the opening screen up here is going to be who is currently in eligible status. If your name ain't there, you might want to think about going back and looking at it again or ask me about it. We'll take care of you. Okay? And
let's do it the other way. Not who's eligible. Yeah, let's do who's not eligible.
Okay. How do y'all feel about that?
Numa, not eligible, big red.
We'll just call it the bad boy list, okay? And do I still have to turn in my lead report? The answer is no.
Never again. Do not email me on Fridays.
All right. Any other questions? I think we've asked a lot of them as we've gone. Steve?
Is that starting this week, though? No lead reports on Friday?
It is starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
We started last week.
I'm sorry, you put so much work in.
And in the back. I will send the setup form to everybody. Okay? It'll be a Google form. It'll come from me. It'll step you down through each one of the questions. Steve, how long did it take you to do yours? He tested it for me.
10 minutes, 15 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah, it was easy.
Okay?
So, another thing to add on to this, and we'll bring it to a close. But up until now, You know these places that want to charge you 35% referral fees? Like, I hate that shit. I hate that. The only thing I hate more than that is reload companies that want 42% or team leaders that want 50. And it's even worse than that. I'll just stop there. But I know some of you don't agree with me. I mean, you're wrong, but I get it. Some of you don't agree with me. Some of you say, I might be willing to do it. Depends on what price house they're buying. I mean, if they're going to buy a $2 million house, I'll do it. I go, okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do. The next project Jay's working on is we're going to start multiplying our lead generation sources. And one of the places is I'm going to start allowing people, groups in that do charge a back-end referral fee. But you decide with the lead assignment whether you want to take it or not. So Jay, how will that work?
The text that you receive will say, here's the lead, here's as much details we have. This lead has a referral fee of X, and you say yes or no.
And if you say no, it does not impact your eligibility. There's no bad. You don't get a red mark. There's nothing. There's no judgment. I might actually want you to get more because I hate that shit. But some of you say, I might want to do it. Okay, well, look, it's your business. It's your choice. If you want to do it, do it. But don't come to me the day of closing going, well, I didn't get enough money out of this. I'm like, well, you accepted it. We are going to start allowing it in, and that will increase our lead count. And you decide whether you want to take it or not. Some of you are sitting in the room right now going, can I have the last 30 minutes of my life back? I have no interest in this at all. That's fine. Just tell Jay, I don't have any interest. I don't want to be in this. We'll turn you up. There's no judgment with that. That doesn't mean anything bad. It just means you don't want to do this. Some of you do. Some of you don't. Some of you do, but you only want to do it your way. Your way doesn't work. This is Zillow, who I can't stand, but even people I don't like have good ideas every once in a while. They had a screenshot at one of their conferences, and I need to find this because it was really good. And I've shared this with you before, but it's a picture of about an early 30 guy, kind of like Bob, and he's laying on the sofa with his newborn baby on his shoulder, and the baby's asleep, and he's got his phone up, and he's browsing for homes on his phone. And the capture says, call this guy before the baby wakes up. And that right there is lead capture and conversion. Those of you that have had children, is that true? Once that baby wakes up, is he going to want to talk about real estate? No. Call that guy back before the baby wakes up. That's why we have a 10-minute rule. That's why you have to get engaged quickly. That's why speed kills. If you call that guy back later and the baby's up, and where's Bob? Is he still here? No? Okay, so talk to him. His baby's teething right now. Yeah, all the parents in the room just got a little chuckle out of that, didn't you? He hadn't had a 2-hour sleep in a month. Right? If you call him back after the baby wakes up and it's crying and having a fit, he doesn't want to talk to you. And then too many of us internalize that. Well, I'm bugging people. I'm bothering them. This lead's bad. He don't want to talk. No, you called him back after the baby woke up. That's all it is. If you'd called him back while he was still asleep, he probably would have talked to you. Well, he's not interested in real estate. That's not true. The baby's whooping his ass. That's what's true. Speed kills in this. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. That's okay. Just tell Jay. If you do want to do it, then if you're going to do it, let's be successful at it. Let's get paid. Make sense? Okay, good. Questions? Casey.
We do competitive jump ball where like 6 agents get into a jump ball thing where leads come out, keep score of who gets converted.
Does everything have to be a game? Gordon.
On that form that you fill out, can you filter out the ones with the fees?
you will just not accept those leads. It'll tell you. It'll be in like red. You'll see it. I don't want you accepting a lead and you not knowing there was a referral fee. Okay? Make sense? You okay with that? Okay. Opinions. Now look, I got a room full of real estate agents here. There is no chance that nobody in the room has an opinion. Steve. Oh, you suck up, you. You're not getting more because of that. Who doesn't? Let's vet it out. Come on, April. You're always willing to jump in there with me. Call Anthony back before April wakes up. Kobe.
So I had received a lead over one weekend. Do you recommend call people during the weekend?
Hell yeah. 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 I recommend you getting, look, too many people in the room right now are freaked out, worried that you're over communicating with people and you're going to annoy them. Let me guarantee you there is nobody in this room that is anywhere close to over communicating with anybody. If we have a problem, it is that we are under communicating. So, Rob, what's your favorite little saying about repetition?
Frequency builds familiarity.
Frequency builds familiarity. Should I call them? Yeah. Should I email them? Yeah. But should I text them? Yeah, text them a video. Let them see you have all your teeth. Well, look. Well, then get somebody else to make the video and pretend it's you. Look, those of you that have been around a little while, are there some whack jobs in our industry? How does the customer know whether you're the whack job or not? So what I say for most of you, I mean, Lanier, maybe not you, but everybody else, hey, send them a text video so they can see that you're just like a normal human being and you're not one of these crazy real estate agents that are out there. Just let them see it's you. Most of you are fine. Most. Just let them see you have all your teeth. You'll humanize yourself. You're not over communicating with people. You're under communicating with people. And I might be interested in the product. I might be interested in what you have, but I just don't feel like talking about it right now. Have any of you ever done that? Like, I do this all the time. I'm on Facebook, right? And I see like a golf product, and I want it. But I don't have time. I don't feel like it. I don't have my wallet on me. Whatever it is, I just don't want to buy it right now. Anybody ever done that? What do you do? Do what?
Put it in the shopping cart. Come back later.
Okay. All right. You know 67% of all shopping carts are abandoned? So you think, well, apparently, Lanier, you're not the only one doing that. You know what I do? I like the post. I click like. I might click like a couple of times. Why? I want them to run the ad at me again. I just don't want to do it right now. But I do want run the ad at me again. They might be going, well, we ran this ad. See, this would be what a real estate person would say. Well, I ran this ad today, and nobody bought anything. So they're not interested, and this doesn't work. No, I am interested. I do want it. I just don't want it right now. Hit me again, and keep hitting me until you hit me at a convenient time when I am willing to deal with it. And I think that's how most consumers feel. Just keep pushing it at me. Well, I don't want to be annoying. They'll tell you.